Hi everyone. Tonight we're going to be talking to Tiffany Vega Gibson. She is hospitalized right now in a New Orleans hospital after a long search to find out what was wrong with her. She suspected she had the COVID-19, but it was a long process for her to get tested and to get the positive answer on the test, and also to receive some of the care that she needed. Tiffany, first of all, our heart goes out to you and your family. I know you are going through a very difficult time right now, but I do want to thank you for allowing us to get in touch with you to go live for this interview and to try to get the word out yourself, because it's your first person account of a reality that you're facing, and it's going to be a powerful message to those people who still don't believe the severity of the COVID-19. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been about or more than 2 weeks during this process. When did you start suspecting you could have the coronavirus?
Um, Probably 2 Mondays ago because my fever was so high.
And so that people know a bit about your background, you were telling me you work at home, so it's not like you're always out and about. You do frequent the gym and you go for grocery shopping as you have a toddler at home. You're a mom who's very dedicated to her son. But you're not the most social person. I've seen you in a couple of occasions during
Yeah.
social gatherings, one a few years ago and recently at a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that you're not always outside. So some
No.
people, I was telling you that we have seen gatherings at the park, groups of people, many of the Latino community that are not taking this seriously. So please tell us about how that process started for you.
Yes. So I first developed a high fever 2 Saturdays ago of 101.7, and then the fevers kept getting worse. I went to an urgent care to on that Monday after that to get tested, and they turned me away because they said I was young and healthy. And then also, sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath.
That's okay. Take your time.
Um, I went to Toro and they tried to convince me not to stay to get tested because they told me I would have to wait for hours there to get tested. And then I would have to wait for days for the results. And I said I needed to get tested. I have a toddler. And then on Wednesday that week, my fever jumped to 104.7. So that just shows you how high these temps can get. So like imagine the highest temperature you've ever had and like triple that. It is feels terrible on the body.
No, I cannot
And
imagine.
yeah.
And even though you had the fever and some of the symptoms, they said you didn't qualify for testing in the beginning, correct?
Right, because I was young. I'm 34 years old and I have no pre-existing conditions. I'm healthy. And so um it came back positive that Thursday, and Toro told me, like they called me to tell me it came out positive, and then told me stop coming here and infecting people. So that's when I felt like, well, I guess I'm alone in this. But then that Sunday, because my fevers were still so bad, I went to a different hospital and they helped me. Well, let me back up. I should say that Friday, so for the first 8 days, my breathing was fine. And
Okay.
then all of a sudden, and they did a chest x-rays. I didn't have anything in my chest x-rays. But that eighth day, it turned and my breathing started to deteriorate. So I came back Sunday, My breathing wasn't still okay, so they sent me back home. But then that Monday, it deteriorated dramatically. My husband called an ambulance. I was
Wow.
brought here,
Wow.
and I sat in the ER for 2 days. Like, to give an example, my oxygen stats were it's in the 70s. They should be in like 98, 100.
Yes. Yes. Thank you
And
for
then,
clarifying that.
yeah, so now they're about in the 80s now. So the goal now, so this Saturday makes 2 weeks that I've been here. So the
Wow.
goal now is to, or 2 weeks that I've been sick, I should say, is to just deal with the pneumonia.
And how is the care that you've received at this hospital you're in right now?
Oh, it's been great.
And what
It,
is it that how do you see the healthcare professionals dealing with this such an unprecedented situation?
well, I can only see who comes in my room, but they are covered from head to toe.
Okay,
I mean, they're taking every single precaution to protect themselves as they should. But they've all taken really great care of me.
that's great to hear. What has been the hardest during this process for you?
I think being away from my child,
Absolutely. And how do you keep in touch with them? I mean, that's gonna be heartbreaking not to be able to be with your loved one, especially a little boy like you
yeah,
have. Um, what do you do? What do you do
I
to feel them closer?
I FaceTime and that's all I got is FaceTime.
And so, from here, as you recovered, what do you hear the doctors and the nurses tell you? How do you have to evolve to come back home?
I have to clear, we have to clear the pneumonia out my chest, and then they can start to wean me off of oxygen slowly. So this is going to be a long process. I have to rehabilitate my lungs back. So it's just going to take some time.
And that sounds really difficult. I hope you are able to see your loved ones really soon.
Yeah.
I also want to ask, how are they dealing with this? Because mom is not home, and who's taking care of your child? Your husband
Mhm.
probably has to go to work. I know you're not originally from New Orleans, but I don't know if your family's here, your
No.
extended family. I mean, tell me about that.
So my family, my father lives in Baltimore, and my other family lives in around the country, but mostly in Puerto Rico. Um, but my husband's been taking care of our child, and they both miss me a lot. And I've had to help him sometimes because it's obvious he's going to get frustrated. He's taking care of him by himself for a long time now. And, and I sometimes have to give him encouragement and tell him, like, you need to do this. If you do this, for instance, if you put the food in the suction cup bowl, then he won't throw the bowl, you know? So just trying to give him some encouragement. But, he's doing a great job. I'm in a sorority, I'm in a Latina sorority, Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Sorority Incorporated, and they have come through like no other. They started a meal train
That's
so that
great.
they're making sure that my family is fed. And this is sisters from all over the country. So they are really helping me out. I have some sisters who are doctors here within the New Orleans system, and they are checking my charts and making sure I'm getting the care that I should be getting. I got like a fierce collection of Latinas out here that are helping me get through this. And they're paying attention to my husband. They're calling my husband a lot and encouraging him.
That is something. If we can rescue something positive about these crazy times is, the solidarity. Most people are ready to help. We've heard about many great initiatives and donations from those in our community to help not only people like you who need the care, but also people who have lost their jobs due to the COVID-19. So, if there is a silver lining during these difficult times, is that there is so much good in our humanity, and that's something that's going to get us through. So, I'm so happy to hear that your friends and your sisters and your family are there for you. We will share that link to the meal train and anything else you might be needing help with. I'm going to try to post that under the video with the link so that those who feel compelled to help and to donate something will do it. Tiffany, I was telling you before we started this live that I spoke to a few people that have been driving around town, and there are gatherings. There are still gatherings happening in the parks. Yes, it's okay to be outside, but practicing social distancing. But many people, especially in our Latino community, do not understand the severity of this illness. What do you have to tell to those people who are still healthy or who may not be healthy and not know and it could be spreading the virus? I mean, you're dealing with it severely, so I do want you to give us a message to get the attention of those people who still don't believe about this.
Well, look, I know us Latinos, we like to party. I know that. Believe me, I'm Puerto Rican. We're the biggest partiers out of anybody. But, I really think that people need to realize that we need to take this so seriously, because even if you don't feel sick, you could have it and pass it along to someone else who can be very susceptible to it. And I am lucky because there is no question that I will recover from this. Absolutely no question. I don't have diabetes. I don't have asthma. I don't have any pre existing conditions whatsoever. I am a healthy, fit woman. And
And
yet, I got this sick. But for someone who has a pre existing condition, like this can kill them. And
and they don't
so
have to be old.
they don't have
They
to
don't
be
have to
old.
be old. They can be young,
Like I
unfortunately.
I could be telling a different story if I had asthma,
That's right. Well,
and I'm lucky I don't have asthma. So that's all I'm saying. It's like you got to take this seriously, you know, and and understand that it's not a time to play whatsoever.
and yes, we are glad that you are a healthy individual, and that you will recover for this, and we will be praying for your recovery. Somebody's asking us on this live, where do you think you could have gotten the virus?
Oh, I think I got it from Mardi Gras. From
Mardi
that's
Gras.
that's the last time I was social. I went to Mardi Gras and then I went to the same wedding that you went to, but I haven't heard about anybody from that wedding getting it. So I'm pretty sure I got it from Mardi Gras. But you think about it, we're thrown all these things, we put them around our neck, we don't wash our hands, we're eating food and touching our face. Like, you know how filthy our hands are during Mardi Gras? And we don't know what we're doing. So I'm pretty sure I got it during Mardi Gras.
And that's one of the things that the media and the healthcare system is attributing the increase of the spread here in the city of New Orleans and the surrounding areas. Um, Anything else you would like to add? I really want to thank you for making this effort. I know it's not easy for you right now to breathe properly, and I want to thank you for allowing us to come into your hospital room and talk to you directly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just really want people to stop playing around.
Would you want to say something in Spanish really quick about that?
Oh no, my Spanish is terrible.
Okay, well, no,
Sorry.
no problem. Tiffany, I'm glad to see you smiling. I hope you get to see your baby and your husband really soon. We'll be in touch to tell our viewers who may still wondering about you after this interview and rooting for you that you come out of the hospital and you go back to your healthy self.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being with us and be well.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. We're going to keep having some more information, talking to community members and to other organizations here on the Viva Nola magazine Facebook Lives. Tomorrow we'll be talking to Mayra Pineda from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. She has a lot of information regarding some of the aid, economic resources that are out there for people who are affected economically by this coronavirus in our greater New Orleans area. Please stay in touch with Viva Nola. Don't forget to follow our links so you don't miss our information. And thank you for being with us. And please stay safe and practice social distancing. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.